Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Mercy Eberechakwa, popularly known as Maybe of Maybe Properties. So today our topic is very wonderful. It's about due diligence on properties in Lagos State. So today I want to talk about due diligence part 3. We already have part 1, part 2 on our playlist. So this part 3 is for me to actually say what these words mean. Title verification, legal search, social check. So we're going to break them down and then we are going to categorize all of them. Stay tuned because you're going to learn so much. Let's go. So under title verification now, yes, this depends on if the land has title or not. But if the land has title, popular titles you see, governor's consent, aside the most popular and very wonderful CFO. So these are the two most popular ones. And in fact, these are the two that when you have, they won't ask you much question as a developer. So, or even as an individual that owns a property. So now that we have this now, if it is a building you're buying, if it is a building you're buying, you will see that you're not just verifying the title of the land. You are now also going to carry the permit, that is the building permit that the builder has given you, or the seller or the developer has given you, to also verify. So here you confirm the permit or the building approval, but most times it's permit. It can even be planning permit. And most times they are always accurate once you have the LASBCA stamp and everything. But it's also good to go to what? Go to LASBCA and confirm this. Then for the title verifications, you go to Land Bureau in Alausa to confirm it. This doesn't cost much. There are fees involved, but they are little compared to how much you will lose if you don't do these things. So let's continue. In this title verification, we're also going to go with our survey plan, okay? That one is simple. When you have your registered survey plan, if you're buying a land, there's always a survey plan. If it's an estate land, there's a survey plan on the, like a general survey plan of the estate. And then if you're buying just a portion, it is also in the survey. And of course, your own survey will be given to you, or you can take your own surveyor to site to pick out the coordinates and bring your own survey. That's survey of your own land, not general. Now, what do? You tell the surveyor, this is the survey plan. He knows what to do if he's a professional. He takes this survey plan to Surveyor General's office. Make sure that the coordinates that he picked on site is corresponding with what he's seen in the office. And it's also the same name that have the estate and everything. And also that the land that they are selling to you is not beside the land that they are seeing in land. So if you're being sold like plot 42, let it not be that the coordinates that you picked is for plot 61, because that can cause fight. So this is the reason why you need a good surveyor to verify this survey plan for you. So that is it for the survey. It's usually the easiest thing to search. Survey is very easy. In fact, it's the easiest thing to search for. Also, after going to the Surveyor General's office to confirm that the coordinates are matching, you also visit the NTDA, New Town Development Authority. These are people that literally plan Lagos. So why are you going to them? Just to confirm that, oh, this our land where it's located, with our coordinates, is not in an agricultural land. Now this is simply going to tell you what kind of property you should be building there. So don't buy a land for agricultural purposes only to see that it's for residential purposes. You will see everything under this place. So you first visit Alausa, you visit Land Bureau, you visit Surveyor General's office, you can visit NTDA, and if there is any need for any other agency like LASBCA, in case you're buying a building, to verify the building approval or the building permit, then you visit LASBCA. So we'll go to the next one, which is the legal search. Now, under this legal search, there are 4 categories, but depending on how strong that property is, we can just have only 3, but I'll list the 4 of them out. So the first, we have probate search. Probate search, I hope you can see this. Probate search. Second, we have what is called litigation check or search. And then we have what is called debt check. And then we have what is called deed verification. So, okay. So what is probate search? Probate simply means assessing of one's assets when they are deceased. So of course we know now, if you're buying land most times in Lagos, it is previously owned by a deceased person, probably passed down or inherited by the children, then from the children to the children's children. So this probate search is simply to ensure that the person that is selling to you is actually an authorized seller. So his name must be among the administrators of such property. So this is what probate search is all about, if the seller should be able to sell that land or not. So that's by the way. And then litigation search simply means going to the law court. Most times you go to Ikeja High Court or any high court in Lagos State. This is to confirm, you go to their litigation department. This is to confirm that the property in question that you want to buy is not under any lawsuit or any legal dispute. This is just what litigation does, to make sure that the property you're trying to buy, that someone is not somewhere fighting for it in the law court with another person, and then you will not make them the third person. You don't want that headache for yourself. So litigation search is very, very necessary. Now you need a professional lawyer for this part, okay? For the whole legal search, most times it's lawyers that do it, but you having a background knowledge of it is also good, because it means you know what your lawyer is doing. And if he's a good property lawyer, they do a wonderful job and they get a good result. So that is for litigation search. Then we talk about debt check. Yes, another name for this debt check is encumbrance check. Encumbrance. Now, why are we checking for this? This is to make sure that the property in question is not used to collect loan. And I'm not talking about just local loan, mortgage loans or any loans of any kind. So this debt check and encumbrance check is very, very necessary, especially here in Nigeria. So if it's an individual, you can go to IRS, that's Inland Revenue Service. There are ways you can file this. I'm going to explain it further as we talk on the classes of due diligence. And also, the last but not the least, deed verification. Okay, I forgot to mention, if it's a company, there are CAC tools where you can use and know if that land has been used for mortgage or just put down for something. Companies do that sometimes. They put down property in order to get something else out of it, and sometimes these things are not registered, and you will not know until you actually go and verify. So apart from that, the last but not the least, we have deed verification. Now, deed verification happens when the land does not have title. That's when the lawyer work on the deed verification, making sure that the person that actually prepared that deed actually did that. Like something happened recently. There was, a realtor that have a deed of conveyance, only to discover that the deed was actually prepared by him as the agent. So the lawyer didn't prepare that deed. And these are the things you must avoid, because when problem starts to occur, that deed will be useless to you. So it's good to have deed verification, because every deed has to be registered. Now, social check. Under social check, we call it the informal crossing the T's and dotting the I's. So your realtor can handle this, but if you can go yourself, better. You can visit the LCDA. Yeah. This is Local Council Development Authority. To ask questions, you can ask them, look at this land I'm buying here. I want to use it and build a house. Am I safe? They're going to tell you what goes on in the area. They might even tell you about some challenges that you might face when building that you won't even know about. And if it's a building that is already being completed, you might also get information on how that building was actually built. So it is good. It's informal because you ask around. You can ask neighborhood. You can even go down to visiting the ballet. You don't have to go yourself, especially people that live in diaspora. An agent can do this, or your person can do this, or just information. Just find a way to make sure that you're buying the right thing. So this is a general list down of everything you need to do when performing due diligence. Now, it's going to be a little bit confusing if you're performing due diligence on different things, because some people have CFO, some people do not have CFO. Some title, some lands doesn't have title, but they'll tell you, oh, we have registered surveyor, we have deed of conveyance. What do you do in such situation? It doesn't mean that the land is bad. In fact, some of these lands are actually the best, but it means that you have to do the work. You have to pay these tiny fees in these offices, and you have to get professionals, a lawyer, a realtor, that's if you bought it through a realtor, and what is surveyor that is registered with the Surveyor Council of Nigeria. So these processes will be easier for you. So let's break it down in these classes. In the next class, we're going to talk about due diligence on a titled land. So, okay, so this is the general way you can perform your due diligence. In case you're a little bit confused, stay tuned on the next part, because we are starting with due diligence on a house built on a titled land. After that, we'll treat due diligence on a house built on an untitled land. Same with due diligence on an untitled land and due diligence on a titled land. These things will help you get more clearer views on what to do, depending on the kind of property you're buying. After that, don't also miss out to check out the playlist on title documents, the important ones, the unimportant ones, and the ones you need to do further verification on before you buy. There are some you don't need much verification on. For example, C of O. Once you get your CTC, what does it mean? Certified true copy. You match the name is the same, then you can go ahead and buy your property. But what about if you're seeing registered survey alone and you're seeing only deed of conveyance? You need to watch this series. So see you on the next one.